from the Mapleview Animal Hospital studios, this is the WHTC Morning News with Gary Stevens and Peg McNichol on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to the WHTC Morning News for this Friday, August the 21st. Friday mornings, we wrap up the morning news by traveling Michigan. We travel Michigan. And Dave Lorenz from Pure Michigan is joining us via the Zoom connection this morning. Dave, good morning. And no, there will be no weeping and gnashing of teeth because we can't go and do a lot of the things we'd like to do with tourism.
Well, I was going to actually be gritting my teeth on a pen this morning, but I realized I couldn't talk at the same time, and that made me smile. So it's okay. I guess that works.
It certainly does. Dave, first of all, I want to talk about, I will preface this with something that Linda Hart from the Holland Area Visitors Bureau mentioned to us yesterday for her Destination Downtown segment, and we talked about the Downtown Holland Cocktail Challenge. 7 establishments through Sunday are going to have patrons have certain drinks, have the patrons take pictures of them enjoying the beverage, and then hashtag the contest, and you have a chance to win a $50 certificate. What creative things have you seen from your vantage point, from other communities, trying to get people to come to their communities during this COVID-19 outbreak?
Well, you know what's interesting? I think that most communities right now are more interested in making sure that they're encouraging their business district and their workers and their residents and the travelers alike to do everything with safety in mind. So what I've seen really so far is a lot of that. A lot of the creative thoughts are going into how they communicate that message of safe travel. And it really has been interesting to me because, of course, the more you make it clear that there are certain expectations that all of us have to have for each other to keep each other safe, the more likely it is that people will travel. So getting across that message and living up to those standards will encourage travel to their communities. So it's interesting. You go to a place like Mackinac Island and you'll see signs of that say something like, make sure to wash your hooves, as in we're trying to get people to wash hands. And they see pictures of horse hooves, washing hands. And so different communities, depending on what they're best known for, are doing things like that. And it's really fun to see. I was up at Charlevoix yesterday, making some safe to travel videos with the Under the Radar TV crew. And they were doing some things to do with art, because Charlevoix is one of those towns really well known for art galleries and art shows and whatever. So they were, showing pictures of, cleaning paintbrushes and, whatever it happened to be. So I think that's mostly what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing a lot of outward promotion to travel yet, but that will come soon. So I'm not surprised to see this. And then, you do see, I'm starting to see some like sidewalk sale things come back. And in fact, in Charlevoix, they had a farmer's market on the sidewalk. And I don't know if they usually do it there. And I think that was their way of saying, okay, instead of being like in a parking lot setting where you have a whole bunch of vendors like, crunched together, in this case, it was like a vendor on a sidewalk. So you can only have a few people at that one side of the vendor booth at a time. So you're going to see more and more of that.
What about things that people can do besides travel, or shall we say things they can do while they are traveling, so that they can still stay safe, but still enjoy themselves and not have to feel as if they're under some Spartan or Wolverine or Bronco conditions?
Yeah. Well, first off, as I always say, make sure to know what to expect before you get there. So do a little research in advance. We, of course, have trying to provide as much information we can on michigan.org, but you can go to an individual community's website or whatever, and then find out. I can tell you that one place I've seen not a lot of people, but some great opportunity for travel are at our big ski resorts. This is not a big time for people to go to resorts. in the kind of the late summer. There aren't a lot of people who go to our resort, so you have these huge properties with big, lots of different accommodation styles. Like at Crystal Mountain, you have like 5 different accommodation styles you can use: cabins, cabanas, traditional hotel, condos, whatever. So that provides all this room and all these variations of opportunity to travel. I was at Shanty Creek the other day. Oh my gosh, they have really, really cleaned up their act. It's looking great there. Boyne, Treetops, I was there a few weeks ago. The golfers, oh my gosh, they're coming out. And at both Shanty and Treetops, I went through the safety protocols there. They're spraying down the carts between every use. I mean, it's just really impressive to see all this. So consider resorts as an option, and the deals are out there right now too. There's a helicopter operator who's now offering helicopter tours in Mackinac, but they also offer them in Grand Haven and in Grand Rapids, called My Flight Aviation. You can find information on michigan.org about them. Now that's something where you're only going to bring up your group. So your family group or your individual or whatever. They cost between $40 and $200, depending on what you do. So there are all these types of things. A bunch of the biking tours, like bicycle tours, they're still offering their tours. Now, you don't see a lot of races right now, because in races, there are a lot of close contact, with biking or with running. But a lot of the tours are still operating. So if you're a bicyclist and you want to get out in the fresh air, man, there's great opportunities there. So just look around for what you're interested in. I can tell you, I was at Castle Farms yesterday in Charlevoix. I'm embarrassed to say I've never been there before. What a great opportunity for a garden tour. They have, among other things, this really cool indoor and outdoor miniature, like little train exhibit, which was awesome and really cool. And then, of course, you have that big castle-like thing. And I was there to see how they're providing safe weddings and receptions and such. Very impressive what they're doing there to keep everybody safe. So look around. There's plenty to do. When you're ready to travel, you can get out there and you can do it safely.
One final thing, and I think we're very fortunate in Michigan that, yes, we've been pretty good about keeping the disease under control, and we've not had to go through extreme measures. But our friends over in Hawaii, they still have the ban until October for travel. You go into Hawaii, you got to stay there for 14 days in quarantine. But there are a couple of resorts that are going to go to the resort bubble plan.
Oh, yeah.
And thank goodness we don't have to have that here.
Yeah, and that's actually something you're starting to see in sports teams, where by bubble, they mean you basically are going to be kept contained with your group. You're not allowed to really go outside that so-called bubble. And I suppose that makes sense to some degree, but we're not there. And I will credit just about everybody for being able to keep our counts down pretty well compared to the rest of the country. And we're benefiting from it, from the ability and the freedom to get out there and travel when you're ready. And I'll tell you, the tax revenue that's generated from travel is coming in, even in this situation. We're doing better than most states in the country when it comes to people traveling around the state, spending a lot of money as they're spending their time and leisure. It's shocking, actually, to me to see how well we're doing compared to other states in the country. And again, I think that has to do with the mandatory face mask policy. I know a lot of people don't like it, but it works. And it makes people feel more comfortable to travel when they know that the safety protocols are being taken seriously.
Let's hope that eventually our friends from across the border, not the state line, but across the international border, can join us soon. That Canada relaxes restrictions for us going there and them coming here.
Yeah, Canada is a huge market for us, especially Ontario. And now that, I forget the date, September 21, maybe October, I don't know when they'll be able to travel over here. But we need to get to that point. As I always say, international travel is not only good for us financially and for business and for jobs and all that, but the more we get to know each other, the more we mix together our different societal expectations and things, the better we all are. So we need to get back to that place. And here's the thing. We all know this is temporary. Vaccines right around the corner. I'm absolutely confident of it. I'm no doctor. I'm no fortune teller, but I just feel like it will be. And we're going to be able to get back to maybe a bit of what our life used to be, but maybe we're going to be smarter in a lot of ways as well.
He is Dave Lorenz with our Travel Michigan segment. He is with the Vice President of Pure Michigan with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Dave, as always, we appreciate the time, and I look forward to chatting with you again, if all goes well, 7 days from now. Thank you, sir.
Talk to you later.
Thank you very much. That's Dave Lorenz of Travel Michigan on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.